of language. What is language? Linguists agree that language can be called a language if it has a system and requirements for identifying a communication. These three requirements are: number one, the system of rules or the grammar. The number two is the sound system or so-called phonology. Number three is the vocabulary or so-called lexicon. A dialect is a sub-variety of a single language. People can understand each other because they belong to the same speech community, and they can also understand each other because they share the same set of rules. Language system. While growing up, people acquire the language used by those in the community, and the language acquired while growing up are known as the mother tongue, which referred to as the first language. Other language are needed for various reasons. This other language may be referred to as a second language. Language learning. People learn this language by studying formally in school or informally on their own. Each of you can speak and understand English. With this, both of you can communicate. Language contact is a new form of language. Language change is the result of the language contact. Generally, communication defines the exchange of thoughts, ideas, concepts, and views between or among two or more people. Communication is a two-way process of sending and receiving information through a common system of sign, symbol, and body language, resulting in people having a different views on communication type. Context means the circumstance or environment in which communication takes place. There are different types of communication. There are according to mode, according to context, and according to purpose and style. Under the according to modes, there are three types: the verbal communication, non-verbal communication, and the visual communication. The verbal communication are the transmission of ideas, concepts, feelings, opinions, emotion, or attitudes through the use of words. Non-verbal communication is sending of message to another person utilizing methods or means other than words or the body language. Verbal and non-verbal cannot be separated from the other because they are both always go together. Visual communication uses visual to convey information and or messages like signs, symbol, imagery, chart, graph, maps, diagrams, pictogram, photo. Visual are used to transfer data into digestible information. Communication according to context are intrapersonal communication, interpersonal communication, ordinary or everyday talks, in phone calls, or written as in the case of email, message, personal or notes, letters, or text message. The purpose is simply to socialize and enhance relationships. What is communication models?
Communication. Number one is sender. Sender is a source of information. Number two, receiver. It is the important to our communication. Message. It is the idea that we want to share to others. And the last one is channel. Channel is a very important because it is a transmitted that we use to send the message. Next, environmental work of communication take place. Condition of communication. Last worldwide. The whole process of communication begins the communicator who sending out the message, one, using the medium in which channel for the receiver, to whom, expressing an effect with what.
In this model, noise, reception, destination, and feedback had been identified. Other terms such as information, source for the sender, transmitter for the encoder, decoder or the reception, and receiver or the destination were introduced.
Wireless communication model. Source, message, channel, and receiver. In this communication model, we use our five senses: seeing, touching, smelling, tasting, and hearing. Wireless model called CMCR stand for sender message throughout channel medium to a receiver, then to modify it modify include noise. SMCRN.
Aristotle model.
This model, it is effective in public speaking, was the important consideration in the study of the communication. There will be good and argument, debate, speech on public. Without the speaker, there will be no speech to be produced. Defending the profile of the audience to the speaker were addressed.
The general principle of effective communication. First, know your purpose in communication. Are you communicating physically to inform, to entertain, or to pursue? Second is know your audience. Know your audience as it will dictate the speaking or writing style you are going to employ. Third is know your topic. In a speaking situation, speakers are invited because they have
question, body of conversation, short expression, and last is farewell. Video. Video is a web or phone cameras are used so that two or more people who cannot interact face-to-face can communicate. For example, is Skype, Viber, WhatsApp, FaceTime, and Messenger. If there are no technical glitches encountered, this could be very effective mode of communication, especially for people separated by distance. While this is convenient communication mode for people who want to reach out to each other despite distance, a disadvantage is the time zone difference between countries. Audio. Audio means transmitted sound. In this mode of communication, only the voice of the speaker is heard. An obvious downside of this mode is not being able to see the body language or cues of the persons you are talking to. The audio communication mode is quite difficult, especially if you are listening to people with different accents. Text-based communication. Text-based communication includes email, FaceMail, or fax, text messaging, and instant messaging. Social networking sites such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or text-based messaging. While text-based communication does not originally provide video and audio benefits, it has a wider information to a bigger audience quickly. Social media. Filipinos spend more time on social media sites, going online roughly 4 hours and 17 minutes a day than anyone else in the world, like the Japanese log on an average of just 40 minutes daily, the Argentinians is spending 3 hours and 43 minutes, and Americans is spending an average of just 2 hours and 6 seconds per day. The Philippines of internet speed have an average fixed line broadband speed 4.2 megabytes per second, while Brazil have 5.5 megabytes, while Argentina is 5 megabytes, and South Korea that have an average of 26.3 megabytes. This report compiles data from the world's largest studies of online behavior conducted by organizations including Global or Wealth Index, GSMA Intelligence, Statista, and Akamai, and a comprehensive state of social media reference. Globalization.
How did globalization happen? We might think of globalization as a relative new phenomenon, but it's been around centuries. Globalization has expanded up enormously over the last half century, thanks to great incomes in technology. The globalization has led to many millions of people being lifted out of poverty.
Varieties and register of spoken and written language.
Now, let us begin with varieties of English. Word Englishes. Localized varieties of English as they are used or spoken in certain areas. Expanding circle. English as a foreign language. This new varieties difference. This is brought about by the mother tongue or home languages of those who learn or acquire English. In terms of social features, differences can also be highlighted in that there is a continuum of basilectal, mesolectal, and acrolectal varieties of English within the same speech community. The acrolect then comes closer to the standard, while the basilect decreases thoroughly from it and comes closer to the pidgins. Pidgin means the language was formed because of individuals need. For example, parts or day. As we can see, these are usually used in a circle of friends, while registered use depends on people professions. This is used in the company by the people who have the same profession in order to understand each other. Mesolect, or the middle variety, is midway between the acrolect and baselect. Bautista and Gonzalez in 2006 used the term edulect for these varieties resulting from certain types of education ascertained by social class, but are conveyed or transferred by the kind of instruction of the school system, especially for those coming from higher income families and or better educated classes. Registers of English. Registers means a variety of language defined according to each use and social situations. To this end, register is understood as the context specific variety of language to which the field mode tenor framework is important. Which register then refers to the formality of language which one speak register. It is appropriate for use in professional writing like project proposal. It is more impersonal, objective, and factual. While register is more casual in tone. It is appropriate for people with whom you have established a more personal relationship, as in the case of friends and relatives.
Coping with the challenges of intercultural communication. It has become a widespread notion that speakers' use of different languages results in intercultural miscommunication and misunderstanding. The lack of shared knowledge and beliefs and cultural diversity make it more complicated to arrive at the correct inference or interpretation of meanings. It is thus important to emphasize that the ownership of English cannot be attributed to just one country or to those who use it as native or home language. Recent studies have shown that the problem of misunderstanding is not overt and can be traced to speech perturbations, poorly managed, turn-taking, and non-aligned or parallel thought. And that is according to House 1999. Sources of misunderstanding according to Cahort 2016. The first one is ambiguity. Ambiguity is lack of explicitness on the part of the speaker in the form of problematic reference and ambiguous semantics in which an utterance is open to different interpretations. And the second is performance-related misunderstanding. Slips of the tongue and mishearing which man due to utterance is spoken quickly and unclearly. The third one is language-related misunderstanding. It is ungrammaticality of sentences. The fourth one is gaps in word knowledge, gaps in content rather than language. The fifth is local context, turns in the turns within sentences produced by the participants themselves, and the orientation of the participants as well as the refer moves that follow the displayed understanding. Approaches to studying intercultural communication. Why there is a need to understand intercultural communication? There is a need to be aware or conscious of other cultures, especially those that you will visit, so you can avoid offended people.